Daily Geeks, Chris here, and I have my Masters of the Universe shirt on because the whole world is talking about it at the moment since the release of the pretty cool trailer, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But it's fitting that we open up a multi-bot from the Masters of the Universe collection from Mattel. It looks pretty awesome. I'm excited to crack this wonderful monstrosity open. So let's go. Motu Multibot. I can't talk about a Masters of the Universe product without talking about the new trailer for the film, which just dropped a couple of days ago as I'm recording this, so it comes out in June, and I'm very excited about it. I managed to catch it when it first debuted, the teaser trailer, and then the official trailer that came out I think the next day. Went for a couple of minutes. There's a whole bunch of cool reaction videos. There's a deep dive video from Pixel Dan all about the trailer, but I'm very excited. It looks pretty cool. So I saw He-Man, a Skeletor, and Cringer's there. Pretty cool. Roboto looks quite different. Man-at-Arms, Castle Grayskull's got ticking all the He-Man and Master of the Universe boxes. So I'm quite excited. I'm cautiously optimistic about it. A lot of my friends and colleagues asked me about it because they know I'm a big He-Man fan. And yes, cautiously optimistic is the word that I kept using. But I'm excited. I'm going to take the day off work and watch it. So yes, hopefully it's a lot better than the 1987 film, even though it's not bad, but it's a bit of a guilty pleasure film, isn't it? So I'm very excited, honestly, but also a bit cautious about the new Master of the Universe film. So a lot of people reached out to me, all my friends, what do you think? Have you seen this? And I was forwarding it to a lot of people. Look out, here's the awesome new Master of the Universe trailer. So anyway, yes, it's great to see that it's in the public consciousness. There's a lot of online chatter about it. So I'm very curious to see what it looks like. So yes, here we go in June. I can't wait for it. So here is a Multibot, one of the classic figures from late in the Master of the Universe line. The wonderful packaging comes in this little shipping box, which they do in the bigger figures as well. Modulok. It's very similar and same size as the Modulok box as well. So it's just got some artwork on the actual box, which is pretty cool. So this is available from Amazon, and I think Amazon only actually. But yes, as always, the packaging looks amazing. This is the deluxe packaging with the familiar logo and the red rocks and the different variations. So if you don't know, Multibot, much like Modulok, is a character that you can take apart and reassemble and give all different looks to. So all there, we flip that over, more on the sides and on the sides there as well. And I think this must be the European packaging because there's no text whatsoever, and it just kind of tells you about the different weapons he has and the little tool which you can use to get a better grip on the limbs. And then on the back we've got various characters as well, and I certainly hope we get Mantenna. That was no, not Mantenna, Mantisaur, I think, one of my favourite vehicles as a kid, and there he's being ridden by Hordak. So I certainly hope that's a side of things to come. So far so good. The wonderful Masters of the Universe packaging by Mattel is always top notch. Let's open up this Multibot. Out a packet, and here he looks, pretty cool. And both flaps on the side have the same kind of contents, which is pretty awesome. So you know what is inside. Yes, Multibot was originally released in 1986 following the popularity of the aforementioned Moduloks, and Multibot is obviously a member of the evil horde led by Hordak, and as shown on the box there as well. So yeah, I certainly hope in the new movie that we do get a bit of a glimpse, or maybe even an end credit scene or a tease of She-Ra, or maybe Hordak as well. That would be pretty awesome. I certainly hope we get a whole trilogy of Master of the Universe films. Anyway, so here is Modulok with all his bits and bobs. Looks like we've got the paperwork in the back there. We got the familiar cardboard background and all the bits and bobs, and the familiar guns as well, which connect together, which also is what Modulok had. We'll do some comparisons later. So I do have Modulok at hand, but there's a couple of cool guns that can be combined together to form one gun, or even like that, I guess, because there's a hole right there. It can be a double whammy kind of thing. And we've got the little paperwork, so he doesn't come with a mini comic, but he does come with some wordless instructions with all the contents, much like we saw on the side. And yes, so that's what he looks like, and those are all the bits that he comes with. And this is the big fella himself, Multibot. So pretty much what you remember from your youth. So pretty articulated, very colourful as well. Certainly a lot more colourful than a Multibot, which is primarily red. But here we've got a more robotic rather than organic version, much like Modulok was. So yes, Multibot is more of a robot, hence the name. And he's got all these bits and pieces that kind of come apart with very simple connectors there. And yes, you can make all sorts of, oh gosh, still a bit stiff, but straight out of the packet. So you've basically got these simple holes and connectors that fit in like that. But anyway, let's have a bit of a play with all these bits and bobs and see what different configurations we can get Multibot into. So he comes with 6 legs and 4 arms, 2 heads, 2 torsos, and a whole bunch of connector pieces. So both of the arms are able to hold either of the guns that we've looked at before. So he's got little claw hands there, but they don't actually move. And then he's got the more traditional hands there. The heads look very different from each other, which is great. And the legs all have different sculpting on, which is awesome as well. So these have got more wheels on them. These have got some kind of like tracks here, and then the purple ones are just more like you know, normal boots. But yeah, you can see like the detailing and the hinges, they've kind of definitely got that robotic kind of look, and they've got the typical Origins articulation as well, a bunch of ball joints, which is cool, and some nice little silver on both of the chest pieces. Let's stand him up. And then at the back there we have a whole bunch of the connector parts, which you use to create different combinations. So here, a whole bunch of different sizes. So connections, again, if you've got the Modulok, you'll notice that these are very, very similar. So for extending, you know, different torsos and different legs, and this is the kind of tool that you would use. So you've got these kind of, they're all in black, all these different things. These are what allow you a bit more extension and posability with the different limbs. So you've got a whole bunch of those ones. Be careful you don't lose any on the carpet. And then you've got these ones. You've got a couple of doubles there. So if you want 2 heads, one of the characters, this is what you will use. There we go. Looks like something that would, you know, be used to replace your dishwasher parts or something. They're quite hard plastic as well, so you might be damaging your thumbs. And as indicated on the sleeve of the box, this can be used as a shield, or basically to kind of hook the little, you know, the little hinges. So very similar to Modulok. So that's how you would use that kind of tool. So it's good, so you don't have to damage your fingers. So yes, pretty handy that they included that. Pretty awesome. There's a bit of trial and error with all these parts, but you'll see like these black connectors, for example, there's 2 different types. So there's one which has a smaller hole, and that's where the arms and legs will fit in. So that's a smaller hole that side, larger hole on that side, and then there's one with 2 larger holes on both sides. And then you've got things like this. So you've got connectors which have the same ball joint on both ends, and then one which has a smaller ball joint and a larger one on one end, and that's the one that I've put in here. So yes, that just goes right in there, and that's the typical Origins ball socket. And then that would allow you to put on a connector with the smaller hole side, which is this side. Put that on, it's not, it's that side. Put that on like so, and then you would put the arm or whatever with the other ball joint in there. And that's kind of what I've done on the other side. So as I say, it's a bit of finagling, but yes, pretty cool. So you can get into all kind of different weird, nasty combinations. So yes, 43 body parts with all these different connectors and different sizes certainly allows a lot of variation. You can certainly get the full range of motion even with these extra joints added in, so that's not a problem. But yes, do make sure that you put them in pretty tight, because otherwise they will fall out. So this can just be pulled out here, but then for these ones, this is where this comes in handy, and basically just put it in like that and it comes right out. So pretty cool. So they've actually designed that quite well, and it's good that this can be actually used as a shield as well as a picking tool to remove the connectors. You can see how much bigger Multibot is. So this is just in their individual separate forms. But yeah, they actually stand quite a lot taller than the standard Motu Origins and Cartoon Collection figures. And you can see that Manny Faces here is able to hold the gun as well. And one of the Multibots is able to hold the shield. So they can both hold the gun, they can both hold the shield, and they look imposing standing next to your regular figures. Modulok standing in the front, and even Multibot is just a tad taller than Modulok as well, so he's a pretty beefy boy indeed. In case you're wondering, and I'm sure you are, yes, you can mix and match parts between Multibot and Modulok. So we've got Modulok's head and legs because they've got the same ball joint, so you certainly can have a lot of fun if you've got both of these monstrosities. So yeah, they kind of make a good companion piece to one another. So I guess if you've got Modulok, you will want to get Multibot as well. Multibot is another home run from Masters of the Universe and Mattel. As far as I'm concerned, it's definitely nostalgic with adding a few extra flourishes. So it comes with more parts than Modulok does, I should point out, and it's about, I think, $10 more expensive as well, but definitely worth it. Now just look at these wonderful crazy combinations, the bold colors, all that. It's just one of the great things that Masters of the Universe is known for. It's just this embracing the wild and the wacky and the over the top. They do that so well. So yes, sound out below, are you going to get Multibot to complete your Masters of the Universe collection? There's not too many figures left in remaking the original vintage line. I think there's only like 10 or so figures left to come out in the Origins and Cartoon Collection line, which is pretty awesome. So yes, here we go, Masters of the Universe, Multibot.